we got him. I believe that I have caught Governor Gavin Newsom in one of the biggest scandals in American history. I have been up all night investigating the California state expenditure, your tax dollars, and where they're going. I found an organization called Inland Coalition for Immigrant Justice in the state expenditure. And I said, that's an interesting name. I should look them up. They were taking in $134,925 state dollars in the entirety of their existence. And what I found is that this is an organization whose core function is to conduct and organize protests. I then found that not only were they taking in six figures in state tax dollars and then protesting, but also they were hiring protesters. There's a tweet here from their Twitter. ICIJ is hiring high desert organizers. If you're passionate about the intersections of environmental justice and immigration justice, live in the high desert, and are interested in building power in your community, this is for you. Get involved. Their website is full of photos of them protesting, almost exclusively photos of them protesting. Six figures? This is a small fish. I then found Justice Outside, which is another environmental advocacy organization. One of their core pillars is protesting. They've taken in $879,934 state tax dollars. You will be shocked to find out this is another small fish. I found the Community Justice Alliance. They describe themselves as attorneys, social workers, and youth mentors striving for a more equitable Central Valley. They're based in Sacramento. We know how the violence of over-policing and immigration enforcement impacts the vibrancy of our collective. We strive to build stronger supports across the ecosystem alongside our community for access to education, healthcare, and legal services for all. As we learn again and again, community is medicine. They're socialists, by the way. And ironically, these socialists who are against capital wealth have taken in $2,733,586 state tax dollars. The banner on their About Us page is them protesting. And you will once again be surprised to find out this is another small fish. I came across another one, the Gathering for Justice. Another small fish. They've taken in $236,139 state tax dollars. The G in their logo is the BLM Power Fist, commonly associated with socialist objectives. And guess what? They're hiring. Here's their Twitter account, #hiring regional organizer California full-time. Regional organizers will work to build capacity and strengthen partnerships while recruiting, training, and developing youth and leaders to design and implement programming and campaigns. Apply today. Another one, the Gathering for Justice seeks passionate and talented candidate to join our dynamic and growing team as a regional organizer. To apply, visit gatheringforjustice.org/careers. Now, what is most shocking and alarming about the Gathering for Justice is that they're not based in California. They are based in New York City. But ironically, in 2023, just before the presidential election, they received a massive bump in funding from the California state government. Now here's our big fish. I came across an organization called the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights. Their website is full of photos of them protesting. Much like the other organizations, protesting is one of their core pillars. On their Mission in History page, the banner on their website is a protest with a sign that says Resistencia Immigrante, resist immigration enforcement. This organization has taken in $115,104,817.11 of state taxpayer dollars. Their Twitter is absolutely filled with calls to action to go protest. Photos of them protesting. Photos of them protesting, banners and signs with their logo and name printed on them. Where'd that money come from? Straight out of your pocket. They protest for an array of different positions. Medicaid, Black Lives Matter in 2020, Save DACA, Defend Immigrant Youth and Their Families, Healthcare for All, and anti-ICE protest actions. I found six-figure amounts going to many advocacy organizations. I couldn't necessarily tie them to protests. Organizations that spend time advocating for different policy positions, like, for example, the National Diversity Coalition, which has taken in $86,272 state tax dollars. Their homepage says Champions of Opportunity and Empowerment. The NDC is a nonprofit promoting opportunity, financial equity, and economic empowerment for all Americans, including minority and low to moderate income communities. We collaborate with corporations and government agencies to address barriers faced by the unbanked and underbanked through policies fostering corporate and social responsibility, consumer protection, supplier inclusion, and access to capital and broadband. Possibly just as frightening, I found $1,137,435 flat going to a literal lobbyist organization, the California Strategies and Advocacy LLC. They're lobbyists. They lobby the government. Same with the California Minority Alliance, which has taken in $28,874,000. They're also dumping millions of dollars into legal representation for immigrants. This is not standard practice, and most states don't do it. Immigrant Legal Defense took in $11,892,000. Immigrant Defenders Law Center took in $2,249,690. But those are just small fish. The Immigration Institute of the Bay Area took in $19,470,913. Still a small fish. Because the Immigrant Legal Resource Center took in $55,604,764. Gets worse. Because they're also spending your money on transing children. That's in the form of $182,500 to the Genders and Sexuality Alliance, also known as the GSA, which is described as a student-led, school-based club that provides a safe, supportive environment for LGBTQIA+ and allied youth to foster community, reduce discrimination, and advocate for social justice. Another protest advocacy adjacent organization. I am just disgusted and bewildered by the fact that nobody's found this sooner. And by the way, this is just an eensy-weensy little portion of what's going on. This is what I was able to find in one night with no sleep. Imagine what you could find in a month. I was just searching keywords: coalition, alliance, trans, black, racism, racist, etc. Keywords that I know communists use all the time. And this is what I was able to find. Possibly one of the biggest scandals of your lifetime. This needs to explode.